to the next video. In today's video I will show you how to get access to all the audio files. So for iOS we will get all the audio files from Apple Music, and for Android we will get all the audio files which are present inside your music app or inside your files app, and display it inside a flat list. And on selecting on any of this audio list item, we will play it inside AV Player Foundation for iOS and Media 3 XO Player library for Android. And also we will be using React Native's new architecture. So let's get started. So first of all I will show you the output for iOS. So if I click on get all audios button, it will ask me first for the permission. I will give it the permission, okay, and here you can see it has displayed two files which are present inside my Apple Music app. Now you can't get access to the audio files which are present inside your files app. Technically you could, but you can't exactly get all the audio files because you need to know the path where all the audio files are located, and only a user can know it. We as a developer won't know it. That's why you can only get access to audio files which are present inside Apple Music. So, and if you see the thumbnail, like my audio files don't have a thumbnail, that's why I have given it a fallback thumbnail. But if I select on any of the item, so here you can see it has opened AV Player Foundation and started playing the audio. Similarly for Android as well. So this is my Android screen. If I click on get all audios, I'm using like manage external storage. We have to get access to all the files due to that scope storage issue, like not issue exactly, but scope storage does not allow us to get all the file access easily. So I will click on allow for all my app, and if I go back here you can see that I'm able to fetch the files. The first two files does not have an thumbnail, so I'm displaying a fallback, but the third and fourth one does have it. And if I select on any of the audio file, you can see that it has started playing the audio. Now there is one issue with Android, like if whenever I start playing the audio and if I don't pause it and go back to my previous screen, like this home screen, it still continues playing that audio. I'm not facing this issue with Flutter or with native Android. I'm not sure why this is with React Native. I am destroying the XO Player view. I will show it to you as well in the code, but if you know, do let me know in the comments. So yeah, let's get started. So as usual, create a React Native project. Then you will have to enable the new architecture. So to enable the new architecture for Android, you just have to search for new arc enable. It should be present inside Android Gradle.properties. And for iOS, go to the terminal and cd to your iOS directory and then run this command. So this will enable the new architecture for iOS as well. Next, sorry, I forgot to open VS Code. So file, new window. Okay, so once your new architecture is enabled, first thing what you will have to do is you will have to create this folder called RTN MyPicker. Now I will be making use of Turbo native modules as well as Fabric native modules, and I will be copying a lot of code from that. So open this documentation as well. Next, first create this RTN MyPicker, which is a Turbo module. Inside that, create package.json file. This will help us to pick all the audio files from your device and send it to React Native side. So here I have copy pasted this from docs package.json. Only this name has been changed, this has been changed, this has been changed, and this has been changed. Okay, also one more thing, if you checked in my Android demo, we were navigating from one screen to another screen. That's why we require React navigation as well. But for iOS we don't require React navigation because we can directly instantiate AV Player View controller using Turbo modules. We don't require Fabric for it, but for Android we require Fabric. That's why go to your package.json, and here I have added all the React navigation dependencies. Okay, and this as well. So add this 4 dependencies. Next, don't do pod install. You will have to do rct new arc enabled ones bundle execute pod install inside your iOS directory, because this is how you do pod install for the new architecture. So run this entire command, so this command entirely, then only it will install all the necessary dependencies for your React navigation. Next, create a podspec file inside RTN MyPicker. Again, copy pasted it from docs. Only this name has been changed. Next, create a JS folder inside a TypeScript file. Again, I have copy pasted this from docs, and I have added two methods. Pcall audio. This will be used both for Android and iOS, and play audio will be used only for iOS because again it is a turbo module. But for Android, we will write RTN MyPlayer. So because it is a Fabric component, that's why this is a separate component for Android. Okay, and this name has been changed, everything else remains the same. Next, inside Android, go to build.gradle. Again, I have copy pasted it from docs. Only this line has been added, this name has been changed, and this line has been added. Next, inside src main java com rtn mypicker, I have added mypicker package.kt. again, I have copy pasted it from the docs, and only this name has been changed, this has been changed, this and this has been changed. Next, inside mypicker module.kt, so here I am again using a hack because I can't directly request the audio files, access to all audio files, because it requires a register for activity result. And currently the way turbo modules are structured, that's why I have to use this hack of asking for internet permission. I know we don't have to explicitly ask for internet permission, but what I am doing inside pcall audio is I am moving the callback to the main activity, and inside main activity I can use register for activity result. Once React Native tells us how to use turbo modules inside the main Android folder, then we don't have to use this hacks, but currently we will have to use this hacks. And here you can see play audio is empty because this is specific only for iOS, and this name has been changed, everything else remains the same. Okay, next we will create RTN MyPlayer. This is specific to only Android and it is a Fabric component. Next, first create package.json. again, I have copy pasted it from docs. Only this name has been changed, this has been changed, and this has been changed. Next, create a JS. inside that, create a TypeScript file. Again, I have copy pasted everything from docs. Only we will be sending a URL from our side, from the React Native side to the native side, so that it can start playing that audio file, and this name has been changed. Next, inside Android, we have created build.gradle. again, I have copy pasted everything from docs. Only this name has been changed, this namespace has been changed, and this has been added, Kotlin standard lib, and we require this media 3 exoplayer dependency for playing the audio file. Inside src main java com rtn myplayer, first I have created myplayer.kt. so here I was telling you that issue, right? The audio does not stop playing when I move back to the home screen. So here you can see I have added a lifecycle event listener, I have registered it as well, and I have also done on host pause and on host destroy. I am releasing the player as well. So this is our release player, but still it is not working. I am not sure why. Maybe this could be because of the context issue. Maybe I have to convert it to an Android context. This is a React application context. I'm not really sure, but anyways, but this same context can be used inside linear layout, so you know it's very confusing. So as usual, like I have explained this many a times, like we have to define a player, and these are like all boilerplate code which we have to write for exoplayer. Here we are first setting layout params to our linear layout, then creating player view, setting it to a layout params as well. Then inside setup player, this will be called from the manager class. Here we are instantiating our exoplayer. Oh, maybe I should release the player, I guess. Maybe you can try one thing, maybe try doing this release player, I guess, over here, then it might work. I'm not sure exactly. What I'll do is I will go to project. You don't do this, you don't need to do this because you haven't run the code generation command yet. I don't want to run the code generation command again and again, that's why I'm using this hack. Okay, and I will try to run it once more on my device. Okay, meanwhile it is running, I'll explain you the code. So yeah, just copy this bit of code, and here I'm hiding the system UI. Okay, and here I'm destroying our player. Next, inside my player manager.kt, again I have copy pasted everything from the docs, and only changes this names over here, this my player over here and over here as well. And here inside you can see set URL, this is our prop, and we are calling the setup player, which I have just shown it to you guys. So this method. Next, create my player package.get. Again I have copy pasted it from docs. Only this name has been changed and this has been changed. So this is the RTN my player. Next, create an RTN my image. So this is used for displaying the thumbnail. First, create package.json. So this is a fabric component. Again I have copy pasted everything from docs. Wait, okay, so I have finished running the app. Let's see if it works or not. So I will click on get all audios. No, it's not working. I'm not sure why, but anyways, if you know why, how to resolve that issue, do let me know. Yeah, getting back. So first, package.json. Again I have copy pasted it from the docs, and this name has been changed, this has been changed, and this has been changed. Everything else remains the same. And here inside podspec, again I have copy pasted it from docs, and only this name has been changed. Next, inside JS, again I have copy pasted this from docs. We will be sending an image URL, and this name has been changed. Next, inside Android build.gradle, again I have copy pasted everything from docs. Only this has been added, this has been changed. And here I have added Kotlin standard lib, as well as I require the coil dependency, so that has been added because we need to load thumbnail into our Android into our image view. So this is my image view, so I have just defined over here, and this is our package. Okay, again copy pasted it from docs, and this is the manager class, which is important. So here you can see I have first copy pasted again entire thing. Only this names has been changed appropriately, and this is important. So once inside image URL, you can see once we get the URI, we are generating a thumbnail URI, then we get a byte array, and from that we get a bitmap. And if the bitmap is null, then I am displaying a fallback image. But here you can pass whatever you want to. You can just pass a drawable if you want. And if thumbnail bitmap is not null, then load the actual bitmap, and this is for getting the thumbnail as well as converting byte array to bitmap. Okay, so all these things are done. Next, go to the main Android folder, go to build.gradle and add this Kotlin version over here, as well as this class path over here. Next, go to app build.gradle, and here apply plugin Kotlin Android, as well as you will have to add this Kotlin standard lib, and you will also need to add these two dependencies, because we need to use the register for activity result. Next, inside src main android manifest.xml, add this permissions. Next, inside java, so here you will have to convert this java file to Kotlin file. You can make use of Android Studio for this. And firstly, also make sure you open this file in Android Studio. And firstly, this is a callback from our turbo module for requesting the permission. Okay, and this is for a list for adding all the audio files. This is an old way when scope storage was not a thing, so we have to request read external storage permission, and this is the new way for managing external storage permission. And also you have to copy this bit of code which is required for React navigation. And here I am just checking requesting the manage external storage permission, and here I am just checking whether the external storage permission was granted or not. Here I am just checking if all permissions were granted or not, and here you will actually get the callback once internet permission has been granted. And here once all permissions has been granted, I am just calling get all audios. So inside get all audios, you can see that I am clearing the audio list, and here I'm just using ID, data, title, artist, album and duration, and this is the audio URI, and this is our cursor. And using the cursor, I'm getting the index for ID, file path, title, artist, album, duration, and from that I'm getting the actual ID, file path, title, artist, album, duration, and this is the content URI, which is the actual URI for our audio files. Now I'm not using all the variables over here, like I'm not using the artist and album and duration. I'm just sending the actual, this is the thumbnail URL, and as a separator I'm using double @ which is the same thing which I had used on for our video so for getting access to all video tutorial as well. If you want, you can pass a Kotlin data, then you will have Kotlin data class as well, but then you will have to clean up on the React Native side as well. That's why I have kept a double @ as a separator. This is not a safe way because there is a chance that there might be double @ inside your object, inside your title as well, audio files title as well. Also here I have just added this because I wanted to show only till 10 characters, but I don't think you need this, so you can remove it something like this. Okay, use something like this. And once I get all the things, I'm just sending it back to React Native side over here. So I think that's it for Android. Now before running the app, what you will have to do is open your terminal, go to the root of your React Native project, first run this command, then run this command, and then run this command. After you do that, you will have to do cd ... it will move you outside your React Native project. Then you will have to run this command, but here make sure rnapp, my project name is rnapp, so whatever your project name is, use that name over here. Same over here, same over here, and here as well. Then you will have to run this command and this command, but make sure you replace it to your project name instead of rnapp. Then you will have to cd to the main Android folder, and you will have to run this command. So this will do code generation for Android. Then you will have to cd to iOS, and then this will do code generation for iOS as well. Now to use it, here you can see I have created I'm using the navigation container, inside that a stack.navigator and a home and a detail screen. And if you check my home screen, I'm just using this Android view and passing our navigation props, and inside iOS view I'm just displaying an iOS view component, and this is the detail screen which is required for Android because we will be playing the audio file over here. Okay, and if you go inside Android view, what I have done, I have just taken a button, and here I had to add this padding because the button even though the button was clickable, the on press was not getting called. I don't know why. This seems like a bug of React Native as well. This was happening specifically for Android, not for iOS. Then I'm just calling pick all audio, and once you get the audio, so here you will get all the audio files, and I'm converting it back to a list because those that list from native side is converted to string before sending it to React Native. And here you can see I'm displaying a flat list, and I'm separating it via @. So while sending it to the detail screen, so this is our audio URI, and this is our image, and this is our title. Okay, so that's it for Android. Now for iOS as well, I will show you. So first I will show you the TypeScript file. So again, same thing, here we are listening for the data for all the audio files, and once we get it, we set it to our variable, and same button I have created, and same flat list over here. And here we just need an image URL, which over here there won't be an URL, but we will be sending an identifier over here, and from that identifier we will get the actual audio file. Similarly for playing the audio as well. And for text, I'm just getting the second index. Here you can see that I'm not using the first index because I was doing some kind of a debugging, and the first index variable was useless to me, so I have just kept it as it is, just to match it with Android as well. But yeah, to get the image as well as the audio file URI, we will be using the identifier in iOS case. Now what you will have to do is open the iOS folder inside Xcode. So I have already opened it up. Next go to info.plist and make sure you first add this media library usage description permission. Next you will have to add this event emitter for sending the data, this header file. Then you will have to add an Objective-C file for sending data again. So same, I have just copy pasted it from Stack Overflow. Next create a Swift file called my image. So this will display our actual thumbnail, and over inside this images as well, I have added a no song found image just as a fallback, so you can add anything which you want. So here you will get the we are defining UI image, and you will get this URL from Objective-C, and Objective-C will get it as a prop from React Native. So here you can see if there is no URL, then I'm just displaying no song found. Otherwise we are converting that URL to uint64 because like I told you, it is an identifier, right? And here you can see I'm actually using that local ID over here we are actually finding that media item, and from that media item we will get the thumbnail for that image view. And if no thumbnail, then I am just displaying no song found, and here we are initializing our image view as well. Next, inside bridging header you will have to add this import event emitter.h. Next, create another file for playing your audio, and here for using the AV player audio controller. Here again we will get the URL, but it is an actual identifier, so here you can see I am converting it to uint64. Then again a media query as well as a predicate, and after that we will get the actual URI over here, and here same AV player view controller, then assigning it to our player, and then just displaying it our player. Okay, next for RTN image we will first have to define an header file. Again copy pasted it from the docs. Only this thing has been added and this name has been changed. Next we have to create an Objective-C++ file. So create an Objective-C file, make sure the extension is .mm, so manually change the extension. And here this should be your bridging header name. So my bridging header name is RNApp, so change it to whatever it is. Again everything else is copied from docs, only this name has been changed, this name same over here, names has been changed to whatever name we have given, same over here, same over here. And here we have defined a UI view as well as our Swift files, my image, and again this has been copied from docs, initializing our view. Then here we are initializing our my image, then adding it as a sub view to our view, and here we will get the props, and once we get it we send it to our Swift file from over here. And again this has been copied from docs, and only this names has been changed. Next again I have created an Objective-C++ file, make sure the extension is .mm, again copy pasted it from docs, and only this has been added because we are sending this as a prop, and this names has been changed accordingly. Next again I have copy pasted this from docs, and we will require this media player because we need to get access to the audio files, and only this names has been changed. Next again create an Objective-C++ file, and here you can see that again this should be your bridging header name, and here we are creating an array. This has been copied from docs, only this name has been changed. And this is pcall audio. First we are requesting for permission. Once permission is granted we get access to MP media query, and if there are any items we add it. So I'm just adding the persistent ID, asset, URL and title, but there are many other things as well if you are interested. And like here what I was doing, I was just displaying up to 10 characters for our title, but you don't need this. You can use something like just pass title over here to see the entire title. And again here I am using @ as the separator, but you can use whatever you want. And here you can see I am passing the persistent ID, asset, URL, which we won't be using because that was just part of my debugging, and this is the title. Just adding it to our array and sending it to React Native side. And this is the call for playing the audio. So here you can see we are initializing our my player Swift file and passing the URL. Now this RTN my player we are not using it for iOS, but we still have to define a basic structure for iOS, otherwise your iOS app won't build, given that this is a fabric model which we have defined it inside our as an package.json as an npm model. That's why. So I won't explain this, just copy paste it. This one header file, Objective-C++ file, and manager class file which is an Objective-C++ as well. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.